uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom!
Well, hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a follow-up to the recently posted update 3.9, well, the beta problems that I wanted to highlight there. Assuming that those changes go live with the AR barrel extender, which gives you more damage on top of what you already have for very little cost, then we're going to be seeing a lot more of this kind of gameplay because the meta is currently a shotgun and an M416. It's boring as balls. There's so little risk involved, and it's the most discouraging form of gameplay because, you know, like, people don't go to apartments because Face will be there with a shotty. Not his fault. He knows what the meta is. He's a content creator. He's out there to do business. It's the same. Like, people will just camp stairwells with DBSs. And they do it because it works. And it works because there's no real risk. You can run a DBS and then just switch to an M416 for your range stuff or your intermediate stuff or your switch weapon because the thing has no recoil and exists. So in the new update, they are putting the AR barrel extender in, which will lower the damage drop-off over distance of the M416, or any AR, in fact, and increase the base damage. It just flat out gives you an increase on the base damage. Now, the reason that's so good for the M4 is because the M4 really doesn't struggle with recoil control. And with the new heavy stock, which massively increases the ability to control your recoil anyway, vertical and horizontal, then you can run an M416 with little to no challenge or risk. You get better recoil, you get more damage, and that's it. I mean, I thought I would give this a run and see how it goes without the barrel extender. I'm going to run M416 and a shotgun. Let's talk through the meta. One of the reasons this is such a popular loadout, and it's very obvious, is that there's no risk in running this loadout. There's just all upside. There is a real problem for me with that. I mean, for instance, the devs are adding a new gun, the ASM Abacan. And it was formerly like the AN94 in real life. It's like a 5.56 AKM, but it's the same as a 5.56 AR in terms of rate of fire. It's 738 rounds a minute, and it's got slightly less damage than the M416. Its key feature is that it can fire two-shot bursts, like the Mark 47 Mutant, another hugely successful weapon. And I'd like to point out that both the Mark 47 Mutant and the AMS Abacan, ASM, are going to be used equally as much by the player base. They'll never get used because there is no reason to take them. Why would you run a Mutant or an Abacan? Why would you introduce a new weapon to the game when you're just strengthening the meta that has had a stranglehold on PUBG Mobile for years and shows absolutely no signs of going away? I could do a video on the Abacan now. I'm going to wait till it's in the game because I want to make sure that, I mean, look at this. Look at this. How hard does this look? I got a heavy stock on. I've got a 6X. I have an M416. I don't have to take any risks. I just use the spray and pray method. And if I run into a gunfight I don't want, like there's a guy over there with an AMR, I'm going to tempt him to have a shot. As soon as I hear the AMR, I pull the pin and I forget about it. And if it's a guy lying down and I'm not sure if I can hit him, I'll put it on single tap, extend it out to a full 6X, headshot, headshot. Oh, that's interesting. Well done. I hope you enjoyed that dynamic gameplay. It's not my problem. You were lying down anyway. We're all part of the problem here, buddy. None of us are the solution. Where was I? Yeah, so they're adding new guns into the game that no one's going to use. You seen anyone with a Mutant lately? Have you seen anyone running SLR intentionally? Like, there's a reason that the game is going to get stagnant when you constantly reinforce this one single meta. This 5.56 AR with a shotgun. The shotgun is broken, but rather than fix the shotgun, what it seems to me that they've done is tried to make everything else stronger. How have they done that? They've put in this barrel extender, which has made sniper rifles do more damage. It's made, like, the Mark 14 DMR is now doing 63 base damage. Look at this ridiculousness. Jesus. This is without the barrel extender. Like, we all know how silly the M416 is. But it's... I mean, I don't play the M416. This is not perfectly set up on the range. Oh, there you go, Bushka. Tell us how it is. I don't really spend any time running this gun. And yet, it's so easy to do. It's not hard. It's, in fact, the easiest gun in the game to run. How many noobs do we want out there doing a spray and then hitting an emote button to show you how amazing they are when they've laid down 200 meters away and used the noob cannon? This is so frustrating to me because not only do they get more damage, the heavy stock that's just been introduced has also done a huge amount to negate any kinds of improvements to the other guns. The heavy stock makes all these guns better. Vector, everything. But no one will use them because it just makes the M416 better. So why would you use anything else other than a shotgun and an M416? I despair of this. I really do. It is boring. It is boring. It is so boring to watch. Like, do you guys really honestly think that there was a problem with the amount of damage the M416 is outputting? You can see me playing it here. It is not hard to use this gun. It is not challenging to use this gun. It is an absolute noob cannon. The same can be said of the S12K and the DBS, and you're going to see that in just a second.
Top, or are they the one below?
Now, we've seen buffs to all kinds of weapons, and if you've watched the channel, you know that I run predominantly like AKM Car9, and I find that very satisfying. But it can be so frustrating to play the game versus 4 guys running M4s and a DBS. And that's what you find. Like, how many... This is not a rarity. This is standard. 4 M4s and a shotgun. Because you're basically looking at people that will just play incredibly... Like, get inside an apartment, sit there, spam all the cars that drive past, shoot people with DBSs as they come on the stairs.
There it is, right there.
The challenge of balancing is not my problem. I would love to make suggestions, and I would, in fact, absolutely go to town working for PUBG Mobile if I was allowed to make changes or suggestions, and they would listen to me. But this is really ludicrous. The way we are playing the game right now with this shotgun and a M4, like, it's, if you go to Fortnite, the way they did it was so much better. Like, the idea of actually moving guns through seasons, so you don't get the same guns every season. You've got an M4 on a switch here, by the way. If you get in any kind of trouble, you just switch to the M4. If you have to reload, you just switch to the M4.
Toxic. This is the meta that we should be encouraging, I think, personally.
I think that may be me being somewhat sarcastic and facetious. There are so many different ways to make the game better without power creeping, and we are currently experiencing the most intense weapons power creep. Everything is much better than it was when the game started, and it wasn't like there was a problem with the time to kill there.
There's 3 left. Where
the AKM has massive limb damage. The Mini 14 got huge buffs to both damage and to recoil. The SKS got massively buffed. I mean, the DBS and the shotguns got buffed. They really did. They got buffed. They are better now than they were at the start of the game. I mean, SMGs got buffed. Everything keeps going up. We've had 2.5 patches worth of bolt action sniper rifle buffs. And now we're just buffing the M416 again. Just look at it. It's so shit. It's so hard
Someone
to kill
actually
people with this gun. It's such a
Nothing?
challenge.
No.
There is someone in that thing. You're going to see him get knocked in a second when he jumps out because he's gone into the blue.
Yes. He just jumped out. He's fucked himself jumping out of that thing. That is wild.
Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
This guy has an orm. Is he still in this fucking cable car?
Very
It's
frustrated with
insane.
the cable car
He's
guy.
down there.
I can't bring myself to just M416 the last guy. I've got to do it with the orm. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little rant. If you want to make some changes, then maybe hit PUBG Mobile up on Twitter and tell them you're worried about the game balance. Let's not be abusive here. Let's not be angry.
Finish it the way
Let's
it's
not be
meant to be finished.
irrational. Walk it through, because I think the game will be a lot better if we get more
I tell
survivability
ya,
and less damage. The rising tide is lifting all the
getting
guns.
stock is ridiculous enough. It's going to be bloody ridiculous when they start putting extra damage on
We're the
these spray
best.
weapons. It's ludicrous.
you go.
I don't get it.
It's
don't understand
ludicrous.
it. Never will.
Ludicrous, I say.
Massive mistake.
Yes, massive mistake. See you, team. Remember to like the videos, subscribe.
Yeah, well,
Have a good time.
onwards and upwards.
That's right. Onwards, upwards, and au revoir. Au revoir. Au revoir. Oh my God.